Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's Cailin. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Today I have a Pilates core sculpting and toning class for you. So we're gonna work the core in all different ways today. So I think you're really gonna enjoy this one. So let's get started on our backs. So laying down on your mat, and by the way, all you need is your mat today, so no other props are necessary. You'll go ahead and lay all the way down. And just bring your arms down by your sides. And I want you to settle in on your back here. We're going to be here for just a little bit. So I want you to feel that neutral spine. Your pelvis is nice and neutral. Your back of your ribs are heavy in the mat and the back of your head. Your shoulders are open, but without popping those ribs. Let's just take a couple breaths here. So inhale, deep breath in. And then exhale. Let it all go. Let yourself be heavy into the mat. Let's do one more breath just like that. Inhale into the ribs, expand front to back, side to side. And then exhale, release, and let it go. All right, keeping this position in the body, you can press your arms into the floor, hands down. And I want you to draw your legs up to a tabletop position. So if you already feel a difference or a change in your back or your spine, you might want to prop your head up on a pillow, and that'll help drop your ribs down. But you're going to stay here on your back, and we're going to start to do single leg toe taps. So without moving your spine or your pelvis, we're going to tap the right toe down to the floor, and then we lift it back up. Then we switch to the other side. Left toe taps and lift. And I want you to think while you're doing this, you're hinging at the hip joint, and the shape of your leg isn't changing. What I often see is people bending at the knee to tap their foot down, which is not using your core. That's just flexing at the knee joint. So I want you to think of keeping everything steady in your leg and just moving at that hip joint. So keep alternating here, tap and lift. You should start to feel your core firing up here. So this is that core stability. Tap and lift. Good, let's do one more each side. Good, and now we're gonna do both legs together. So both legs, inner thighs together, are gonna tap towards the floor. If they don't touch, that's okay. And then we exhale, lift them back up together. And again, no change in the shape of the spine. Should really feel everything engaging, maybe your abdominals and your body starting to shake as those legs lower. Feel that challenge, that strength. Let's do 3 more here. 3. Don't let those ribs pop. Last 2. And last 1. Good, and lift. All right, keeping the legs here in tabletop, we're gonna find the arms reaching up towards the ceiling. We're gonna add an abdominal curl with both legs reaching long. So I want you to take your inhale here. On your exhale, you're gonna lift up into your ab curl, reach both legs away from you, extend, bend the knees back in, lower back down. And again, exhale, lift and reach. Inhale, lower, bend the knees, lower down. Good, exhale, lift, extend. Inhale, lower. Let's do 4 more. 4. Good, last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Good, lower all the way down. All right, I want you to take your hands and you're gonna press them, kind of layering them together like this. You're gonna press them into your right leg, okay? You're gonna lift up into your abdominal curl, hold yourself here, pull your right leg in, pressing your leg into your hands and your hands into your leg, and then we switch other side. Switch. Good, and switch. So you've got force from the leg, and you've got the force from the hands resisting against each other. So you should feel that in your core for sure. Good. If that's too much, just bring your arms either down by your sides, or you can pull that knee into the chest as you move the legs. Either one is fine. Good, switch and switch. 2 more. Last 1. Good, lower all the way down, pull the knees into the chest. All right, we're gonna do a single straight leg stretch with the same thing. So We're gonna straighten both legs up towards the ceiling. We're gonna come into that abdominal curl. As your right leg pulls towards you, you press that leg into the hands into the legs, and then we switch and switch. Good. Keep the shoulders down while you're doing this. Good. 3 more sets. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Good. Bend the knees in. Lower it all the way down. Awesome. All right, we're going to take our arms out to the sides for a little lower body rotations. This is going to get into those obliques. So knees bent is a great starting point. If you want to advance it a little bit more, you'll extend both legs together. So keep your shoulders grounded into the floor, into your mat. We're going to take an inhale as we start to drop both legs together over to the right. That left hip will come off the floor, but don't let that left shoulder blade lift up. Exhale as you pull it back up to center. Inhale over to the other side, to your left. Exhale, pull it back to center again. If the legs long here is too much for you, go ahead and bend those knees. You're still going to get that great oblique work, even with those bent knees. Good, so windshield wipering over and lift. Let's do one more set. Last one. Good, and bend those knees all the way back in. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and bring the hands down by your sides. We're gonna keep the knees bent for this one, and your head and your shoulders are gonna stay on the mat. We're gonna do a lower body lift coming up and slightly up and over the upper body. So let me show you what this looks like. So you're gonna take an inhale here first. Then on the exhale, you're gonna start to pull your legs closer towards you as you roll the body up and then roll it back down with control and release. Good, roll up, exhale, and roll down to release. You may only come a couple inches right off the mat, and that is perfectly fine. Go over to wherever feels okay in your body. This is not easy. Really press the back of the arms, the backs of the shoulders into the floor. Try not to arch your upper back or round your upper back as you start to come up. See if you can give me 3 more. 3. Last 2. And last one. Good, and lower it all the way down. Gonna bring your feet onto the mat. Arms are gonna stay by your sides. That one was tough. Hopefully you're feeling though all those, not only your rectus abdominis, right down the middle of your core, or middle of your abdominals, but also those lower abdominals. That's what's helping the legs and the hips come up and off. So hopefully you felt that as well. All right, legs are in parallel. We're just gonna do a little bridging before we come back to another rollover exercise. So take an inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna start to tuck that tailbone under, peel the spine up, keep the arms and the shoulders pressing into the floor, and then reverse it, coming all the way down, 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 and then we release the pelvis. Let's do that again. Exhale, roll up. Good, lift, reach, and lengthen, and then we lower down, bone by bone, and release. Let's do 2 more just like that. Think of getting that straight line from your knees to your shoulders, and then lower, lower, release. And last one. So you have front and back body, the whole core here working together, and lower it down, down, and release. All right, so the next exercise we have here is a roll over. Now, if you have any neck or shoulder issues, this is not one to do because it's gonna put a little extra strain on your neck and shoulders. So you wanna come to that bent knee, little lift that we just did with your hips off the mat. If you wanna try the rollover, your arms will come down by your sides, the legs will be long, and you will go ahead and reach the legs away first, and then you're gonna roll them up and over here so they're parallel with the floor. So you can see My head is still on the floor, my shoulders. And then you separate the legs shoulder distance apart, flex through your ankles, roll the spine down, one bone at a time. Good. When the legs come together as they reach away, we do that again. Exhale, lift. The legs reach over. Good. Separate the legs, flex through the feet, and then we roll it down bone by bone. Good. And back together. We're going to do one more just like that. Legs come up and over, reach. Good. Make sure you're not shortening your neck at all. Make sure the neck is staying nice and long. Good. And then bring those legs together and bend them in. We're going to do that again. But this time when we roll over, the legs are going to be shoulder distance, and then we'll bring them together as we roll down. So again, start with the legs straight, reach them away from you, and they're shoulder distance apart. And then they come back, you lift up. Then you bring them together, flex through those ankles, lower down, find that control, bring it away. Good, separate shoulder distance, exhale, roll up, roll off one vertebrae at a time. Good, legs together, roll down, find that control, and open. Last one, reach back, together, flex through those ankles, lower down. Woo, lower those legs all the way to the floor. Reach your arms back behind you, stretch your body nice and long. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, release. All right, we're gonna take a pause right here. Go ahead and grab some water, and I'll meet you right back here on the mat. All right, so on your back here, you're gonna walk your feet a little farther away from your body so that the knees are still bent, but the feet are on the mat. And we're gonna go ahead and bring those arms back behind you along the floor. Take an inhale here. We're gonna exhale, roll up to seated, growing nice and tall through the spine, and then lower back down. Find that control, and then bring the arms back. Good, chin to chest, peel the spine up, roll up, lift tall. Inhale, exhale, bring it down, bone by bone, and then arms back. We're gonna do one more, and that's gonna bring us up to seated. Good, and we're gonna stay here. Now, we're gonna do a little upper body rotation. So we're gonna go ahead and find our C curve here. So scoop the belly, draw the shoulders down, hold this position. Now, we're gonna start to rotate side to side. So as you do that, you're gonna rotate your arms and upper body to the left, come through center, over to the other side. So the arms are gonna be straight here. Pelvis and legs aren't shifting, just that upper body's rotating. This is where we're getting into those obliques again. Good, rotate. Good, last set. Good, and then bring it back up to center. Now, we're gonna come back down into that position. So come back down into that C curve. Good, we're gonna take your left hand behind your head, rotate to the left, and do little pulses up. So that right leg is gonna be the outside of that left leg. Sorry, right arm outside of that left leg. Little lift. So we got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, come back up through center, sit up nice and tall. We're gonna go ahead and do that other side. Those are not easy. So if you need to just keep both arms reaching forward, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, bring your right hand behind your head, rotate right, and we do little pulses up. Good, rotate, twist, twist. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, come back to center. Bring yourself all the way back up to seated. All right, stay here in a seated position and hinge back so you're just behind your sitting bones. Your core is engaged through here, trying to keep the collarbone nice and wide. Go ahead and draw the legs up to tabletop, and then the arms are reaching forward. All right, so shoulders down, palms up towards the ceiling. We're gonna go ahead and start to lower the upper body as you extend the legs just a little bit, not all the way to the floor, and then see if you can bring yourself back up. Good, so we extend the legs, lower, keep the belly pulling down towards the mat, and then we lift. We just have 2 more like that. Reach, extend the legs, lower down, and lift. Last one, reach, extend. Good, and lift. And then lower those legs all the way down, round over the legs, and then sit up nice and tall. All right, go ahead and flip over now onto all fours. And I want you to roll through your cat and cow. So wrists underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Go ahead and take an inhale as you extend through your spine. Exhale as you round and arch. Good, inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale, long spine. Exhale, round. Good, 2 more. And last one. Good, and round. Good, go ahead and bring it back to neutral. I'm gonna have you walk your hands forward just a little bit and then tuck your toes under and lift those hips into a downward dog. So heels are gonna drop down. Nice long spine here, your legs are straight, your ears are by your arms. So this is our downward dog. Now we're gonna start to alternate here, coming forward into plank and then touching your knee to towards your shoulder. So as you start to come forward into plank, you come on forward, bring that right knee towards your right, I guess it's more elbow, and then bring it back into that downward dog. And then come back forward into plank, left knee towards left elbow. Good, and bring it back. If this is too much for you, go ahead and come into just a kneeling plank, and you can just hold that position in that kneeling plank. Left knee, left elbow, and bring it back. Good, right knee, right elbow, and back. Good, forward, lift and back. Let's do one more set. Good, and back, last one. Good, bring it back. Then just come into a regular plank position, holding here. Legs closer together are more challenging. Nice long spine, shoulders down. Good, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to the knees, lower all the way down, bending the elbows, coming down nice and slow towards the floor. All right, once you're there, you're gonna go ahead and bring your hands under your shoulders. So we're working into swan here. So gotta remember that our back is also part of our core. So we're gonna get a little bit of that in today as well. So hands under the shoulders, legs are reaching long, belly is pulled in and up, and the glutes are engaged. So when you're ready, press into those hands. You're gonna lift into a little back extension. So what that means is that your shoulders are staying down and your core is engaged, not lifting from the lower back, but from the upper back. So I don't want to feel or see a lot of arch in that low back. And we shouldn't feel any pain. If you are, then don't come up so high. So we lift, your hands stay on the floor, but the elbows are lifted. And lower. Let's do one more like that. Also make sure your head is in line with your spine so you're not lifting your head too high or looking down too low. And then we lower. All right. Now from here, we want to go ahead and bring the hands to the forehead. So your pillow is going to be your hands are ahead for your pillow. And your hands are a pillow for your head. I got it right that time. All right, shoulders are down, elbows are wide. Go ahead and lift your belly up here again. So we're starting to come into a Superman just like this. So that means you're not actually extending the arms. So go ahead and lift upper and lower body with your head still attached to your hands. And then we lower it back down. Okay, let's do that again. Lift and lower. Again, make sure that core is engaged. Good, lift and reach and lower. So now you've got upper back, mid back, low back, and glutes, hamstrings, all working together. And when you have your shoulders sliding down towards your ribs, you're working on that shoulder stability. Lots of core work happening. Let's do one more. Lift up, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and bring it all down. Keep your head on your hands. Bend your knees, and then go ahead and windshield wiper those legs side to side. Good. All right, and then go ahead and bring your hands back under your shoulders. Press back up into all fours. Now we're going to come into an upward dog just to stretch out the abdominals and also get a little bit more of that extension. So you're going to keep your hands on the mat, shift your hips forward so that your hips are coming towards the floor. They won't touch, and your shoulders are down and back. Your core is in, your gaze is lifted. Just hold here for one more breath. Good. And then scoop the belly, bring your hips back, widen the knees for child's pose. Think of breathing into your lower back here. So inhale, deep breath in, and exhale, release. Again, inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, release. Go ahead and walk your hands over to the right side of your mat and hold here, breathing into that left side. So think of expanding your breath into your left side of your rib cage. Good. Walk your hands through center over to the right side. Now expand your breath into your right side ribs. Good. Now bring it back to center again. Take one more breath here. Good. And then on your exhale, start to sit onto your heels as you stack your spine up to seated. Your head comes up last. Very nice. Go ahead and roll those shoulders back just a little bit here. And that completes your Pilates core sculpting and toning class. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There were definitely some difficult exercises in this one today. Always modify, just like I mentioned. You do not need to do exactly how I am doing it, or come to something that you know works for you where you're still moving. I'd rather that you stay moving than stop altogether. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. If you're interested in continuing on, I'll link a couple classes here as well. Otherwise, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought, and I look forward to seeing you next time.